What's up, everybody? Hyped Happy Hour episode 4. We are out here repping it, getting it, can't stop, won't stop lifestyle. And I created a company called Live Hyped. Hyped is an acronym that stands for happiness, inspiration, positivity, enthusiasm, and dreams. If you look down below, there is a heartbeat symbol in the middle of the logo because we don't know how many heartbeats we have. So we are out here trying to bring awareness to Hyped and every letter in it to amplify that in everybody's lives, including myself, so that we can help anybody in any way and bring some type of value. This podcast, the goal is to merge Web3 and helping people. And I want to bring that together and talk about stuff that's not normally talked about. Today, I have my dear friend that I met in the Web3 space, NFTLoverboy, Josh. He is fucking incredible. He's a hard worker, good dude, open minded. He is on a mission to change his life, and I am on a mission to be there with him on this ride. Dude, how are you doing?
My guy, great intro. Thank you. No, I'm doing fantastic. Holy. Like you said, just riding this wave, doing what we can out here in Web3, but life is good for sure. How you doing?
Let's go, dude. Dude's feeling so good. Feeling so good. Good energy rolling, winning streaks going everywhere. Um, what are you grateful for? We're starting off with good energy. Give me what you're grateful for today.
Oof, today I just came back from a basketball run, so I'm still grateful for being able to play somewhat,
Yeah.
not that bad. Some shots going in, feeling good, cardio's up.
All right.
But
You
yeah,
do you put
honestly,
it down?
just I can't put it down, but I mean,
Yeah.
I'm Steph Curry out here. I'm water. Don't come at me. But no, honestly, even earlier today, just being outside, weather's nice. Got July 4th for you guys, Canada Day for us,
Yeah.
the long weekend, spend time with family. Like, just honestly, like sometimes just break it down to plain and simple, and it's just the people that are around you, just being grateful for them.
Let's go, dude. Double down on that, dude. I'm grateful for the people around me. Grateful to have you in my life. Now, I love this part of the podcast. We are going to get into a 2 to 3 minute it's give me as much time as you need origin story of who NFT Loverboy is. I want like a superhero esque, like, who are you? Tell the crowd, tell the fans.
Oh man, okay. Origin story. Oof. This is tough because definitely it's still only to come up. The story is not, nowhere near started yet. Um, but honestly, like just kind of I kind of did that whole school. I did my bachelor's, did my master's, and did that because I thought that was the route, and I enjoyed it, and I was good at it. But then I kind of got to that creative side or just that more, wanting to do more for myself and wanting to just see what else is out there. And I've always been really curious. And so kind of just poking that curiosity, exploring that. And that's kind of what led me into the NFT space. But yeah, like, I wouldn't say like I've accomplished much yet in life, but it's kind of just the one thing I love so far is there are a lot of big people in the space, and there's a lot of the space being so early gives us time to do so much. And so like I know when it's all said and done, God willing, I'll make a stamp in the space, and then I can tell my full story. But for now, it's just the beginning.
Let's go. Let's go. First person to say it's just the beginning. I love it. I love it. What was your childhood like? What was your
um
growing up?
yeah, no, life is good. Like grew up with an older brother and older sister. um Kind of it was good, but like my parents are immigrants, so they came from Sri Lanka, so definitely kind of harder life. They wanted to put us through the education, a good education system. They didn't really have that themselves. We moved quite a bit every 4 years. So sometimes as a kid it was kind of hard keeping friendships, and then at the same time it's like you got to make new friends quickly. And so that's why sports for me was a big thing. Big basketball fan. Go Toronto Raptors. KD's coming to Raptors, guys. You heard it here
Yeah.
first. But no, just kind of I realized, or like for me, sports has always been an outlet. Basketball, like even if I'm not the best player, just kind of going to the court, putting shots up, going in the morning in the gym, like it's kind of like that. If I need to like blow off steam or just get some mental clarity, like I'm in the gym 6 a.m. Like it just helps kind of put me in a rhythm for the day, or just kind of puts me in just a good groove. But yeah, like definitely didn't grow up with a lot. And that's kind of one thing, and I'm sure we'll touch on it later, but Web3, I want to really help my parents out and give back to them. They've done a lot for me, and yeah, like they mean a lot to me for sure.
That's dope, dude. That's dope. I mean, I love to hear that you want to give back for sure. I feel the same way about my parents. I always, that's why I work for my dad. I just want to fucking give him everything because he gave me such a good life growing up. So that's fucking awesome to hear that, dude. How many, so you moved a lot, you said every 4 years, and then you ended up in Toronto, was like your final destination, or you moved around
So
in Canada, or what was it like?
yeah, so I've been in Ontario, kind of different cities, not too far from each other, all still in like the Greater Toronto area. So right now, I'm in Mississauga, which is like an hour, like 40 minutes from Toronto. But yeah, I kind of moved through Brampton, a little bit of Etobicoke prior to that. So yeah, it's just like, even if we didn't, like, might have been the other side of the city, for example, but it's kind of like a new school, new
Yeah.
friends, trying to navigate all that. So I've been situated here for a little longer. And like being older now, like you're not in school and it doesn't matter as much. But yeah, like I think I don't know, you kind of just look at things differently when you move so much. You appreciate different areas or even your friends you had. And then it's just like, yeah, just a lot, sometimes you got to adapt to it. And like, that's one thing I guess I've tried to do is like just adapt to the situation and make the most out of it. Living, like making the most of every situation and being happy with it.
No, it's incredible, incredible insight. I mean, for sure, when you're thrown into those situations, you got to make good of it as much as you can. That's incredible. We're gonna segue right into happiness. So in this podcast, for new listeners or previous listeners, we talk about each letter, each word within hyped. The first one's happiness, and I'm gonna read to you my favorite definition of success. Let me pull up real quick because this is very, very important to me. And a lot of people have never heard it. So it says, what is success? To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate the beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition, to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. Dude, what do you think about that when you hear it? It's pretty intense.
First,
Pretty intense.
definitely intense. First of all, your voice is so soothing. Should be in like an Audible or something. Audible, you gotta hire this man. Um, but no, that was kind of beautiful. And then it just kind of sums it up to like if you can help one person, that's the definition of success, And no, it resonates definitely a lot with me for sure.
That's awesome, man. That's my favorite part for sure is one person can breathe easier because of me. I've made it 10 times over. Um, what is the happiest moment of your life?
Oof, happiest moment of my life. Okay, so I can give you a cheesy answer, but let me think of a good
No, that's
one.
good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, no,
You
so
can
I
give me a
think
cheesy one. That's fine.
I'll give you a special. I'll give you both.
Okay.
So first, to answer your real question, I'd say probably when I went um, to Pennsylvania with my cousins. We went to what was it called? Great Wolf Lodge, I think. And so I was
Oh,
like 13 or so. I don't really remember. Like around that age, maybe a little younger, a little older. And just like so, my parents, we didn't go to America that much, but like my cousins would go, and I was really close with them. So they'd just bring me along, and like it was the sickest thing. Like being in a hotel room the first time, going to like see like 'cause we could go shopping too. You get like we got always that because in Canada we don't have it. I guess we have it now, but we used to have that really popular breakfast place. Oh man, I'm blanking on it. You got to help me.
a breakfast
Breakfast
place in
in
Canada or
America,
here?
in America,
Oh, but like East Coast?
and like it's just
Oh, yeah,
known
like
for
is it like name brand? Like
it's like
IHOP,
super popular.
Denny's?
IHOP. There you go. So
Okay.
IHOP, right? Like first time the pancakes there, oof, banging. But we don't have that. So like you just those small things, kind of exploring the world, but like yeah, just being grateful for family. And then like as a kid in the water park, I'm going crazy. You know, I think I injured myself in the water, but it was all good. Like we riding.
You keep going. You keep
Yeah,
going.
it just got so much energy. But no, like I definitely like one of the happiest moments was just being there, you know, like being there because it was like a real like vacation almost, and it's like, you know, didn't get a lot of that. So like that was definitely the sickest part. And then the cheesy answer is I'm happiest every day.
Yeah.
The
Hey, let's
tornado answer,
go.
grateful for everything. But no, it's honestly like I think I'm a big Gary Maxey, and so like putting things in perspective and just making the most of every situation. And yeah, just being grateful for kind of things every day because you don't know when one thing is going to change really, right? Or like yeah, life can change so quickly, and I think you don't appreciate it until after it's gone. So just trying to like, you know, embody that more. um sure, I know it's not easy, struggle with that for sure,
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely trying to work on that.
No, that's awesome. That's an incredible answer. I mean, yeah, you have to practice it every day. You have to work on it. The world's pretty crazy. It's hard a lot of times. I know we're not on positivity yet, but there's a ton of negativity. So working on being happy every day is a job that turns into a habit, and consistency kills it. You know, in the best ways possible. So I love that you said that. I mean, obviously, I'm a Gary fan too. It's, you know, me and you, Gary, big Gary fans. You know, he helped me change my life. Is the number one thing that helped me change my total perspective was when he said the 400 trillion to one, that you have a 400 trillion to one chance to be born. And for me, that was like skyrocketed me 8 years ago. I was like, dude, how can I even think about complaining about anything? There's no chance of that I can wake up in the morning and complain about something if I woke up. Like, we are so lucky to be alive. So that the fact that you said that was incredible, dude. Such a good answer. We answers we've never had before. I love asking that question because you get different things, you know, like Easy's answer on the first episode was him going on a trip with his boys to Universal Studios. You going to Great Wolf Lodge, where I want to take my family. Like, that's like, me and my wife have talked about that so many times, is like so cool because I've never been there, but now I can tell my wife, like, hey, Josh literally went there when he was 13. He said it was dope. We got to take the kids. So that's so sick.
10 out of 10 would recommend. I
Let's
haven't been in
go.
a while, but I can still imagine being a kid. I'd love to be there again.
Let's go. What are the top communities in Web3 and NFTs that you're involved in that make you happy?
Would that make me happy? Okay, top communities.
Like
Is it
top
like
communities.
top five, top or top anything, however many I choose?
I mean, you give me as many, dude. We can
Yeah.
talk about it. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, oof. So Nifty Portal for sure, but I don't think I can. I mean, you know, that's
Shout out
just an answer.
Nifty.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
Shout out
go.
Nifty. We riding for sure. Vayner Sports Pass been kind of loving everything going on there. I think AJ is doing a lot with that, but it's also just the people there. Maybe they're similar to V Friends too. And I never got like I love Gary V, but that Discord is too hectic for me personally. Maybe it's better now. I haven't checked it in a while, so that's kind of on me. But yeah, just Vayner Sports Pass. The people there are amazing, and like they're trying to, you know, trying to push things, especially from like international standpoint of view. They're cool. And then honestly, like so Subducks obviously got to rock my boy Frankie. And there's a bunch of good people. And then probably low key sleeper Alien Boy. Shout out Georgie. But that was so Alien Boy was literally that was after V Friends. That was the first project I bought into, and that's when I'm like, okay, let me try to understand NFTs. And like most, so they minted in June 2021, and so I don't know. I just kind of always have like so much love for them, and I always see them in the timeline, and you know, gotta like they're always they're trying things, and it's like, you know, I think a big thing for them is like they don't give up. They're not focused on, you know, pump and dumps or getting influencers involved, and they're trying to do it right. And that's what I love so much about community, where it's like you got to build it from the ground up. It's like, you know, brick by brick, person by person. Like if you pay people to you know show your community or be a part of it, like it's gonna fizzle out, right? And yeah, like even just in general, like I think community is such an important thing in the world, and I never took that in until I got to Web3. um so I value my time, and like those are some communities I would stand by through thick or thin.
That's good. That's really good. Yeah, man. So talk to me a little bit about Vayner Sports. I know you're real passionate about them. You do an article every week. If you want to
Yeah.
touch on that.
Yeah, so they're just trying to bring some real life utility to NFTs by doing kind of giveaways to a lot of different sports events. So based on the icon you're holding, you might get raffle tickets. So MMA events, there was a MMA event this weekend, which I know you went to. You got your own tickets for that, but some people
Yeah.
won tickets from holding the VSP icon. Um, and yeah, I just think, like can't fade Vaynerchuk's, but it's also like they have a full on agency behind them. And then they're just trying to do so much. And like, like nothing is a safe investment realistically, but sometimes you got to just make your bets and live with them. And that's kind of one that's kind of one where I've placed my bets on. And yeah, like they have so I started doing some Medium articles for them only about 2 weeks now, but they have so much going on like on a week to week basis, and like holy shit, it can be overwhelming just being in the Discord and being in there every day. So I can only imagine people that aren't as active, and like that's one thing that I want to just try to help out with any project really is like how do how do we make it easier for people that don't maybe have as much time or can't spend a significant time in front of their computer or don't even want to, right? Like sometimes we've got to touch grass
Yeah.
because the amount of screen time we have
Yeah.
is up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like markets are down but screen time is up only.
Of
um,
course.
um, but yeah, I just think just bringing in real life utility, those are some of the NFTs that will kind of last the bear market, however long it lasts, and will make a difference. That's kind of
Yeah.
why, yeah, that's kind of one big reason I back VSP.
I literally cannot wait to clip markets down, but screen time's up only. That shit might go viral. That was hilarious. I literally had to hold back laughing because I didn't want to laugh over you talking. Um, yeah, I love Vayner Sports. I'm in Vayner Sports as well. I love that you're doing the article because, like you said, there's tons of announcements. There's so much shit going on. The thing that I love about Vayner Sports is just the good energy. I was touching on we had our spaces on Friday. I was telling people like being at NYC, meeting people in person, and you're only getting certain energy from certain projects. And like obviously you said the Nifty portal, that I mean we have incredible synergy and energy there. But then VSP, I was like, man, Cal, Teddy, fucking Kenny K, and then AJ. Like these
Yeah.
guys, first of all, those first three, incredible dudes. Two of them I met for the first time. I knew Cal before. Incredible guys, working their ass off, passionate about Vayner Sports. So that's what's super cool to me to see that passion for them. And then AJ, like, me and you got to talk to AJ for like, it's as probably an hour. And he gave us that time. And really, we had such a meaningful conversation. And so there's not a lot of founders doing that. And so I just put that on a higher pedestal because he's in the dirt. He wants to be involved in the community too. So I think if you put all those things together, it's just like, like you said, they're creating a bunch of things with the raffle tech and the in real life events. I also do love them. So that was great that you touched on that. What makes you happy about Web3 and NFTs?
What makes me happy about Web3 and NFTs? Um, hmm. So, so like there's like the like super tech answer where it's like you don't need to rely on people, and like the trust the system. Like we're having a lot of collapses right now in the market, but a lot of it is like centralized bullshit.
Yeah.
And like I root for centralized, but at the same time, like a lot of the decentralized protocols are not failing, and like
Yeah.
so that's one thing um, that kind of makes me happy in the sense that like you can run independently if you on your own. A little more of an extreme view, but from a lighter point of view, I think it's like community. Like I got into so I'm not like an OG like some people that were here since 2017. I got in, I think March 2021, around there, March, April. I literally heard Dogecoin. I didn't buy Dogecoin. I could have made some
Oh,
money on it, but
yeah.
I heard about it and I was like, okay, let me at least look into this. And then
Yeah.
I tried coin flipping. I tried learning trends. I can't do that shit. I suck. It's gotta fade me. But basically, like it was just boring. Like I couldn't vibe with like I would look into projects like VChain or whatever, Cardano, all this shit, and they all have their communities, but it wasn't the same. And then, you know, Gary Vee kind of led me into NFTs, and then I did my own research, bought some good projects, bought some bad projects, but it's like the one thing that I love about NFTs and like why I think it has a staying power is like you just get so drawn into it and it's so easy. Like there's like I don't know what it is, just like pulls you in. Like when you go to the Nifty portal, like you're just family, like from the jump. Like people
Yeah.
like are there, like are having a good time. Even like market up or down doesn't matter. Like they're just, you know, vibing. You know, and it's just like it's like that's what like that's the whole thing about community is like you find a good community and you're set, right? And like I love that people like some people have communities that I have no idea about, but they're happy, and I'm like that's amazing because like that's you know what I mean? Everybody's so unique, but you can find different communities for different aspects that you love, right? Like it's so hard to like, you know, to find people, and like especially in our day and age where things are more online, right? Like a lot of people don't want to like it, like in general, just connect with other people, like especially strangers, right? Like, dude, because of VCon, we shared a room together in NYC, and like I never met you before VCon, like crazy shit ever,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So it's like it's like I don't know, it's a different connection that you can get, and like I definitely haven't felt this connection in other areas. So like that I'd say is the biggest factor that makes me happy is like community and being able to meet like-minded people or even have conversations with people that, you know, have differing views. But, you know, it's like you can sometimes you can respect it, sometimes you can't. But like it's just the option to like, you know, explore that different areas and find a home.
No, dude, love it. I mean, I love it. You are literally beaming happiness while you're talking about it, and that's what I think is so cool about this space, the Web3 and the NFT space, is like just talking about the community, just talking about the Nifty portal. Like you're right. Like I go into the Nifty portal and I could be in there for fucking an hour. Just I don't even know what happens in that hour, but it's just such a good time, such a good vibe, good energy, and also have really meaningful conversations. It's not just all NFTs and trading. It's all real good stuff. And yeah, like you said, you know, VCon we met, and then you stayed with me at NYC. It was incredible, man. It was incredible relationships being made for sure. We're gonna roll into inspiration. I love inspiration. You know, every day we got one fucking life. You wake up, you grow for it. Why not? Because we got one life. You got to be inspired. You inspire me, dude, by your articles and your hard work you're putting in. So I just wanted to throw you your flowers. And what in your life has been a hard life lesson you've had to learn the hard way?
What in my life is a hard lesson that's not the hard
What
way?
in your
Okay.
sorry, I asked it bad. What in your life has been a lesson you've had to learn the hard way?
Um, Oof. Okay. Okay. This is okay. So I might not explain it well, but I'll go into the story. But to summarize it, it's sometimes things are made for you, right? And so when I say that, so like I was saying earlier, like I did the whole school route. I did biochem. I wanted to become a doctor, and in Canada, you kind of do, you know, 3 to 4 years of university, then you write like a medical exam or like medical acceptance exam kind of thing, and it's tough. Like it's like a 6 7 hour exam. Like it's intense, um, right? And I did it the first time, didn't pass. Did it the second time, didn't pass. And then I was like, holy shit! Like, you know, I think I was like maybe like 20 or so at this point, and I was like, I've my whole life has been revolving around this moment, and you know, um, and then I realized I'm like, I don't really care for this. Like I was kind of chasing it to chase it, you know, for the wrong intentions. Um, and maybe that's why it didn't work out. And thank God, like I'm happy it worked out this way. Um, but like it kind of just opened my eyes. Like sometimes you can be chasing the wrong dream, and like I would go, you know, what I mean, I would go hard. Like whatever I do, I just go hard. Like, you know, I'm just kind of at it. Kind of just on that note, it's like my dad, you know, saying earlier, he's an immigrant. Like he worked 3 jobs at one point for a long time, right? And so like I was like, dude, if he could work 3 jobs, I'm like, I could stay up, you know, an hour longer and study. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could do whatever. Like I'd be fine. Like, you know, like my life is so much easier relative to the shit he has to do. Um, so like that, yeah, it kind of just showed me like it's hard work can accomplish anything, but at the same time, like if you're working hard, you know what you want to do and where you want to put that effort and energy, right? And like I was directing my hard work, I'd say, in the wrong area. And that's what like Web3, I appreciate you giving me flowers, by the way. I forgot to say that. Thank you. But no, you saying that is like I want to do a lot more in the space, but like even just the slowly kind of things I've been doing, it's like it's not hard. Like it's not hard work. Like it is work, but it's like I enjoy doing this, and so it's like it's a different feeling, right? Like I wouldn't say I felt this before. So it's kind of interesting to just kind of feel and explore that further.
Let's go. Absolutely love it. This question was written by my wife. Shout out. Fucking incredible. It's about to blow your mind. This is kind of personalized because I know you well. But what do you love so much about Web3 that inspires you to want to do it every day? Because I know your goal is to be in Web3 full time.
Um, Honestly, I just want to make it a better. So I want the world to be a better place, and I think we can accomplish that through Web3. Um, and so it's like right now we definitely need a lot more people in the space. You know, like we're nowhere near mass adoption, and so like one big thing that I want to do is just like help bring as many people as I can on board. Right, but like unlike I've been like talk to friends, do a one-on-one kind of scenario where I teach them MetaMask, seed phrase, all that stuff, but I also want to do it on a larger scale where it's like a one-to-many kind of interaction. And so that's kind of at first like kind of this whole year or the whole last year and up to now, it's like I've always been figuring out, is this space going to last? First of all, do I care for it? And now I'm like, okay, I've realized I do care for this space because I
Yeah.
literally check the shit 24/7. It's kind of bad, but
Yeah.
I'm like, I care for this space. So it's like, okay, if now how do I have a positive impact on the space, or like what's my goal? And so like I've kind of circled it on, I want to bring people into the space. And like right now there's a lot of barriers. It's not as easy, and so like what can I do? And like that's why like I guess I've been trying to use more content to be like try to help people. This is what's happening this week, at least like on a small scale with like Vayner Sports, for example. This is what's happening this week, but translating those skills later on, I think it'll be important. But like like I was saying, like, maybe before the podcast started, like in my mind I think I suck at writing, and I'm writing these articles, um and that's okay, but because like I think it's just practice, and it's like you'll never be perfect, and it's just about starting somewhere and doing something,
Yeah.
because like that's the only way we're going to progress forward. I can try to read a bunch of books and try different things, but if I don't do the work, we're never going to get forward, and then I'm just going to be in year 2, year 3 thinking what can I do, as opposed to trying something now, getting feedback, iterating on that, and then trying to do more.
Yes, love it, dude. You got to put in the work. You got to go for it. I love that you're, like you had said, you're writing and you don't think you're the best, but fuck it, dude. We ride. Like the same thing with this podcast, dude. I think every single episode's getting better, and I literally haven't even fucking edited any of them. Like I'm just like, fuck it, dude. We ride. We're putting it up. I just asked my question in the stupidest way last segment, and I had to re-ask it. But I was like, dude, whatever. Like, dude, we're fourth episode in. Fourth episode to
Yeah.
300. You know what I mean? We're out here. And so I love that answer, dude. I love it. What is your favorite inspirational movie?
Oof. Oof. Okay, I'm not the biggest movie buff, so this might be a little hard.
Oh,
um
shit.
yeah, but okay, I got one.
Yeah.
Pursuit. Oh no, is it? I think it's called. Wait, I'm
Pursuit of
mixing it up now.
Happiness.
Pursuit Happened,
Wait.
like Will Smith, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That definitely. That's a good one. Yeah, just you don't give up, and you go. You know what I mean. You pursue for your happiness.
Let's
Um,
go.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like you have another one. You have another one in your
I know
head.
I'm like thinking of another one, but yeah, let's just say I'm not that like I like movies, but I'm really bad at the name sometimes. So I'll forget it. But no, Pursuit of Happiness is one that's always stuck out in my mind. And Will Smith, kind of big fan of his for sure.
No
And this was
basketball
different,
movies
different
though.
first
You're
time. Oh,
you're
I
a
mean, if
big
you're talking
basketball
basketball
fan.
movies, yeah, like basketball movies for sure. Like you got Coach Carter and stuff, right? But Yeah, I was trying to think of something that's outside of sports. But yeah, like, or even Remember the Titans. Like, there's a couple good ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that you can definitely name off.
If you don't watch Remember the Titans and want to get off where
I
immediately finish the movie and go run through a wall, I just don't, I don't trust you, because like you finish that movie and you're just like, you're motivated. You're instantly motivated.
Yeah. Is that your
Um,
favorite movie?
that that's my favorite inspirational movie. I think I need to stop answering that question because it's hard, but I've had to switch it up. You know what I mean? There's
Ah,
so many. There's some from fucking Rocky. You know what I mean? Like you
oh
get back,
yeah.
you get hit, you gotta get back up, dude. It's like that's there's so many, but yeah, my number one is Remember the Titans for sure, like without a doubt. Uh, I did Doughboys my last episode, and that's his favorite movie of all time. I
Uh,
mean, he fucking knows every word, and it's like I just growing up, you know what I mean? Like I loved it. I love movies, so I was big part of my life growing up. So like just watching movies like that just inspired me. And I played football, so it meant a little bit more to me, but still, like I mean, the lessons, the you just got to come together like as a team, and it doesn't matter race and stuff. That's a huge thing in that movie, and it's like it just doesn't matter. Like if you come together as a unit, and it's kind of like you translate it to Web3, you come together as a community. I mean, the things that Nifty Portal has done, like it's just one. I'm just saying that's one, but V Friends, even VSP, but like they're so fucking strong that it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like we met one time and hung out for 4 days, and I was like, bro, it's my guy. It's my fucking brother
Hundo,
because we're
Hundo,
in
Hundo.
this
Yeah.
together, right? So it's like that's what it means is that kind of thing. And so when you watch a movie for maybe different reasons to get those things out of it, then it hits you harder. Like you're like, fuck, I saw this and that's what I want to do now. And so that's perfect fucking answer though. Pursuit of happiness, incredible, man. I mean, we're all pursuing happiness every single day. And we're rolling into positivity. This is a fucking positive podcast. I cuss almost every episode. I probably shouldn't. Whatever. That's me. Negativity is super loud. It's super loud in our world, and I am personally on a mission to make positivity louder. Positivity is something you have to practice every single day, without a doubt. Um, what is like? Have you struggled with positivity before? Have you struggled with fighting negativity off?
I'd say like one of the darker points, or like the dark points, like around the time I kind of failed, like didn't get past through like the medical exam. Um, but yeah, so like that was definitely hard. I think I was still finishing off school, so I like tried to ignore it. Um, but yeah, like I can't pinpoint exactly what it was, but I know like I did kind of have a small spell of it. But then I think I came across Gary, or like I've always been following Gary, and like man, he's just like, you know what I mean. His energy, just like it, his energy, but also like when you get past some of like, I know initially people don't love Gary, and that's valid. I understand. Um, but when you get past that, you just kind of see like what he's saying, and like he just puts it in perspective, like you were saying, like the chance of living, you know what I mean, the chance of like even like when we went to New York, man, like I know you said in Vegas, so it's kind of a bigger, or it's like it's pretty a prominent, and probably being in Toronto it is too. But like the homeless situation in New York, it like I don't know, it just like shook me. Like that's kind of ingrained in my mind.
Yeah.
Like especially like kind of when we're walking through the streets kind of early in the morning. Um, yeah, like it just things could be a lot worse. It's kind of where like what like it kind of just put things in perspective. Like it could be a lot worse. You don't have it that bad. Do what you can. Don't try to dwell on too many things, because like, you know what I mean? Like if like I compare my life to the person, like a homeless person, or whatever the case is, like, and like not my life is good, but like a lot of things that have, a more fortunate, right?
Of
Um
course.
so yeah, like that, like it's just like constantly trying to have that perspective, and understand, like, yeah, like it'll be okay. Sometimes you gotta just like, like, suffocate the hate, right? Like, as
Yes.
Gary will say. But yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I've become such a positive person, and like my friends are like, I don't know how you do it, but in a lot of situations I'm very optimistic. And yeah, I think it's just more beneficial to think that way. You know, a lot more outcomes, you can just get them, spin them into good things, and like everybody's mood just goes up, and it's contagious, right? Like even
Yeah.
with you, everywhere you're going, it's a contagious energy, it's a contagious feeling, right? So
Yeah. For sure, dude. This rolls into the next. Literally, you almost segued perfectly into this next question. So, when faced with negativity, what are some things that you use to block that out?
um yeah, so I mean, so yeah, like if it's too much, like that's where I kind of like to kind of be on my own and play basketball, shoot around, put some headphones in, you know, bump some music, go for walks. um yeah, I like to be outside. Like nature is like really soothing, even just listening to like the sound of water. We don't have the best water here in Toronto, but gotta make use of what we do have.
Yeah, yeah,
um but yeah, like it's just, yeah, I guess trying to understand where it's coming from, trying to deal with it. And then yeah, like I guess, and like maybe you could I want to hear your point too on this, is like once you become like a positive person, I just feel like it's just like the more and more you practice that muscle, you know what I mean? Like doesn't matter the situation that's thrown at you, you're still can still spin in a positive way, right? And is that something like, would you say that's accurate for yourself?
100%. I think practicing it is so important. I mean, I couldn't even quadruple down on that. Like it. It's funny because I do the gratitude days every single day, and I used to. A lot of people don't know this, but I used to write in my journal. I used to have a gratitude journal, and every single day I would write what I was grateful for, and it was a little bit more extensive than my posts, because my posts are short. And I started that, and it was kind of funny because my dad used to tell people he would run into, like, oh, my son does this gratitude journal every day, and don't fucking tell people that, like, nobody needs to know that. But it's kind of funny, like, where that came from, like years at probably 4 or 5 years ago, I was doing that. And I wasn't doing that for anybody. I was doing that for me. And I was doing that to cement those things. And because, I personally don't love my job. And so I have to double down on positivity. I have to double down on gratitude. And so, like, at my job, I have probably 30 photos of my family, things I love, my parents, all the things that mean something in my life. So if I am at work and something happens to where I'm like, oh man, that was bad. I just instantly look up there and I'm like, boom, I'm back. Like I turn a lot, to gratitude for sure. For me is like, that's my comeback to like reality for my positivity. It's kind of like you said, the homeless people thing. It's like my number one line in my life is it's not that bad. And I use that literally in selling things. I use it in just everyday life because it could always be worse. I need to actually get the statistic, but the amount of people that don't have clean water in the world is like is absurd. And so kind of going back to the chances of being born, for me, when I hear things like that, the clean water, I'm like, dude, I mean, if a customer comes on and screams at me, I still can't be upset because I had that opportunity to have that interaction with him. And some people don't even have clean water. And it's like when I think of things like that, like I kind of reverse engineer them to where it's like, the fact that I had this opportunity, even if it was bad, dude, it's like I'm so grateful for that. And like you said, it's all practice. It really is practice, and you have to do it every day because negativity is every day. And a lot of people, you know even in your family can be super negative, right? And so you have to be that light. Like your option is to be that light or be negative. You'll be negative with them, and it's super easy to be negative with them. But if you work on being the light, then you can show them that there's a different side. And that, like, seeing someone see the different side is one of the most incredible things in the world. Like your friends, you just saying like, no, dude, like this is because life is this good, dude. There's nothing negative. Even when you guys were locked down in Canada, like I'm sure you had a good mindset. You were like, well, let's hope, whatever. I'm just saying, like, you're right. Like, dude, practice. That's what I truly believe.
Yeah, I know, like you hit it right, like, you know, right, like you hit it like spot on. Like I think like it's very easy to be negative, right? Like there's so many things in the world where you can be negative about, but it's like when you practice that positivity, it is very energy draining, and that's why you got to practice it. but it's just like you see things in a different lens, and then people that aren't that positive are like, they are questioning you at first, and then they're like, they kind of see the light, and then, you know what I mean, it's a nice transformation, um, that you get to experience for yourself. And it's like, kind of circling back to the first point in terms of like measuring success. It's like you're changing somebody's life, you know what I mean, you're having an impact on somebody, right, for the better, right? So it's yeah, like, like I told, like, fully 100% agree with that.
Let's go. Love it. Love the conversation we're having. It's fucking incredible. What do you think is a positive benefit of Web3
um
and NFTs?
yeah. So I think it just comes back to the community, and being able to, like, even if you're having a bad day, like, you have people you can go to and talk to, right? um and like for I know yourself, I think last week you are having a down day, you kind of pop into DJ and Friends show, right? Shout out to those guys. Right? And like, you have a community where you can go to and tell them, and it's like, we're out here to uplift you too, because like we know, are you having a hard day, we'll bring you up, so it's like,
Yeah.
when you're in that community with like-minded people, and for some reason, like, and like Web3, I don't know what it is, but it's just like a bunch of good people for the
Yeah.
most part, right? Like,
Yeah.
everywhere you go, like, doesn't matter what community, even if it's like a community I'm not part of, like, I kind of stumble upon some people and I'm like, yo, amazing people. um so it's kind of just like, you can find people that resonate with you, but also like are willing to help you out. And like, that's, I guess, a big thing in real life where you don't necessarily experience. It's like, people don't generally go out of their way to help you, or do something for you. Whereas like, it could be the smallest things, and it's like, your Discord fam or whatever, your Twitter fam will know that, right? Um, so that's like definitely one positive thing about this space, where it's like, you can vent, you know what I mean? Like, once you, so I
Yeah.
mean, it does take time to kind of get that comfortability. So like, that's something, um, has to like improve on. But like, if you let yourself be vulnerable, I think, then you can find that home, and that's where you can, like, talk to people. Like, I think one thing I realized over the lockdown and all that is like, a lot of like, in general, like, people go through a lot of shit, right? And not even pertaining to that necessarily, but just in general, like, people in their day-to-day life go through a lot of shit. And like, like, you just need an outlet sometimes to just vent.
Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, I agree, man. And I think like a couple things that I wanted to touch on were like giving giving and just being kind to other people is so underrated. And like I on Friday in our spaces gave a nifty portal to this guy Audiomatic, and he's such a good dude. Literally been just such positive comments on all my posts. Just a good, and he started doing gratitude videos. I was just like, he's in every nifty space. He's in the fucking morning show. He's in our community spaces. I'm like, dude, he's in the DGen friends spaces. I'm like, dude, this guy. I was like, I had to give it to him. And the best thing, dude, it was like, yeah, I bought a bunch of portals as an investment for me, but it's like I didn't even think about it. I would just gave it to him. Didn't care about the money. I was like, dude, this guy has to. I have to start his winning streak right now and get him in the portal. And I'm so like on this kick of just starting people's winning streaks, dude. Like it's not even funny. Like I just love it. I just like I want people to see a small win every day, and that just momentum is so wild. I've just had this crazy momentum since I saw that video and I sent you that video. Um, and it's just like it's insane, dude. Like you look at the smallest things, like rocking my son back to bed in the morning. Boom, winning streak. He's back asleep. Let's go. We're riding. And then another thing that you touched on that I want to touch on is, yeah, dude. When I came in and said that at DJ and Friends, like one of the most important things I think in life is recognizing like self-awareness, man. And just like I had the self-awareness to go in there. This is something obviously I've worked on for a really long time. My wife has helped me with so much. She's so self-aware. Is just knowing that, yeah, I'm down right now. Like I need to pick me up. I need to tell my homies. I need to tell whoever will listen that I'm hurting and I need some love. And I got that, and I crushed the rest of the day. Dude, I had like one of the best days of my month in as far
Let's
as sales. You know what
go.
I mean? And so it's like having that, starting that energy, and then DGen friends and you guys that were in there started my winning streak. And so then boom, fucking crushed it. You know what I mean? And so I think you're absolutely right, man. Community and just the things that that can do with this world and help the world in any way, I think is so big. Um, Enthusiasm, man. This is my shit. I'm an
Oh
enthusiastic
yeah,
dude.
big time.
Uh, and I think, dude, I think you're enthusiastic. You're so like you really do appreciate life, and I think that's incredible. And I go back to my big thing on enthusiasm, and it's one life. Like you wake up in the morning, you have that opportunity. Let's get it. Like if you wake up, you go after it. Like have that energy because we get one shot, right? And so like my thing is when I'm 100 years old on my deathbed, I ain't gonna regret shit. I'm gonna fucking have said that I went for it, and if I failed, I failed. But at least I could have said that I went for it. One of my favorite things to ask on this show: what are 3 things right now that you can't get enough of?
Oh man, 3 things I can't get enough of. Oof. Okay. Oh man, puts you on the spot. Okay, what do I like to do? Basketball. um, basketball. Obviously, got to put the girlfriend in there, and I put in
Yeah,
family too. I have a
yeah.
nephew who's like 8 months,
Let's
adorable as shit. Oh
go.
my god. Yeah, I just kind of love whenever he comes over, going over there, playing with him. So family time's a big thing. And then, I mean, how could I not say Web3 NFTs, right? Like,
Yeah,
spend most of my time here. Unhealthy amount of time, but it's okay. Um, no, but yeah, like really, it comes down to that. Like, I boil it down to like, NFTs, which I love to do, family, love them, always got to
yeah.
be part of them, and then just basketball or having even just like, going on walks and having like a, nature, health, but it's also just like that outlet for myself, right?
Dude, can we get some breaking news? Did you bet Gary V
Uh,
a VF2 on some basketball shit? Can we get some? We're going to clip this shit. I'm going to blast Gary, and he's going to see this live on the Hyped Happy Hour. Talk about it. Tell me about
Let's
it.
go. Let's go. Yeah. So, there's Gary, big New York Maxi, but not a Brooklyn Nets fan. And so Brooklyn Nets, they got some superstars a few years ago, and it's not looking so happy over there right now. The band might be breaking up. It looks like it is. And Gary's like, there goes the fake fans. And I was just, going at it with him a little bit because I know he likes, just kind of in sports, you always got that banter going on. So I was like, it doesn't matter, even if however many fans you have, Nets are still going to be better. Whoever they get, they're going to be better. And he's like, no shot. I'm like, I'll bet you my V friend too. It'll happen. And he's like, all right, let's do it. I'm in. So
Let's go.
if the Brooklyn Nets have a better regular season than the New York Knicks, I get a V friends too, a goo V friends too, or go. I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it, but just fire,
Oh,
just fire. I
let's
know.
go.
But if I
Let's
lose, I'll lose my V friends too, which
Yeah,
is okay.
yeah,
It's
that's
all
okay. It's
good.
okay.
It's all good.
It's okay. We ride. We ride.
We
You're
ride.
winning. We're
We're not
100%
losing.
winning.
We're not losing.
It's already happened. Actually, you've already won. I'm sorry to say this, Gary. You've
Yeah.
already won, Loverboy. We're just waiting for time to catch up, my guy. So
Yeah.
we're riding. We're riding hard, dude. What has been? This is shout out to my wife. Shout out my wife. What has been your biggest accomplishment in your life?
Oof. What is the biggest accomplishment in life? So to date, I'll say, because
Yeah,
I'm, God willing, surpass this.
that's right. That's
Um,
right.
but yeah, like honestly, like just doing my masters. I finishing my masters, I'd say. Going through definitely not easy, but being like a things called Generation One kid, like just from immigrants who had no really prior education, kind of going through a good school, finishing that off, like it was in a sense like for the right or wrong reasons, like it kind of made my parents happy too a little bit, and I was just and then like I at the time I enjoyed doing it too, right? But it's like it was a happy moment for them, but also for myself and setting myself up for kind of give myself a little bit more of a comfortable life relative to how they've had it, um, right? And so that's definitely been my biggest accomplishment so far is just being able to put myself in a good, like a good situation where, if things go wrong, I have some expertise or skills or, education that can probably, put me into situations that maybe I wouldn't be in otherwise. And I know that might, like, it's not always the case. Like, a lot of people don't care about education necessarily, but sometimes you can use it to finesse your way into some rooms.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I know I definitely want to do more. Like, I'm happy that I went through that school route, and it was good for the time I went through that. But I like, yeah, I don't know how it's gonna look exactly, but I just want to do more, and I know it's gonna be in the Web3 space, and I know I want to help people. So, maybe we'll touch back in a few years or whatever the case is,
Oh,
circle back on
we'll run
that.
it back. We're running it back for sure. Don't worry. Episode 200. Who knows?
Who knows?
Um, I love that, dude. I love that you have that. I think it's a great accomplishment in your life. That's so awesome, man. What has been your most exciting moment in Web3?
Most exciting moment in Web3. Okay. So, I mean, aside from the Gary Vee bet, because that's pretty fire.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fire. It's fire.
I think meeting Gary was pretty sick at VCon. But let me put some my Gary Vee Maxi side to the side, and come up with something different.
Okay.
Um, honestly, okay, this is might sound like nothing, but for the Nifty portal, they're doing the 1 ETH trading challenge, and so I was updating that every day, kind of as they were doing it, just for fun. And I don't know, I just they showed so much love to me on the shows, and like just seeing people interact with it, just kind of meant a lot to me. I was like, oh, like I didn't, and like when I saw people at VCon or like the Nifty portal guys at VCon, they were just showing me so much love for that, and I was like, oh, I didn't think too much of it. But it kind of just went to show that, like, yeah, like I guess people see what you're doing and they appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's like we're all trying to navigate this space together and figure things out, and like if you can lend a helping hand, um like people recognize that. So
Yeah.
like to me, that was a pretty cool moment, that, like, yeah, like I didn't expect either too.
That's fucking awesome, dude. That's how I knew who you were. So I just joined the Nifty basically when the 1 ETH challenge started, and so that's when I found out who you are, and that was incredible. That helped me for sure during the challenge because I was trying to flip just like them, and so that really that was incredible, man. That's so awesome. Now it's cool to know you from that, to meet you, then to have this relationship now, and then know that like we hung out with Nick and Pio and all the guys that day. Now we're just so intertwined. It's sick, man. It's just good. It's just all good vibes and good energy and good stories, man. I just real good life moments. That's what I would say. That's what I would say about that. Um, Man, enthusiasm, so incredible. We're gonna roll into dreams, man. This is it's maybe one of the most important things in my mind. You had said earlier that you're a little bit delusional as far as your positivity. I would say that I'm a delusional optimist, and I think that dreams are very very important. I think they're more important than goals. I'm not putting goals down. I think goals are incredible, but I think you gotta dream, and you gotta dream real fucking big, because anything's possible in this lifetime. And if it's been done before by someone that's been from where you're from, it's fucking doable. Um, what's your biggest dream, or a few?
Yeah. Like, so biggest dream, always, or like, yeah, for a while now, has been just retiring my parents and helping them out as much as possible. Like the shit they've been through, the jobs they do, not easy. The life they've kind of lived, immigrating here wasn't easy, and like they made life easy for myself and my siblings. And so, I want to pay them back. I know I have to, in the sense, like I got to do it for myself, right?
Yeah,
um so just that, like having them set, like I know, they've always watched out for me and wanted the best for me, right? And like I just kind of my turn just to get them situated, have like, the best life they can have. So yeah, like that's definitely the biggest dream that honestly I think about every day, and like I wake up and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it necessarily, but I just know like what like that's you know, I got to do that.
It's incredible, dude. Like I don't even. There's nothing else for me to say. That's incredible. You're gonna do it. I can't wait to see it when it happens. Dude, just manifesting so big for you right now, dude. Um, from what you know now, if you could tell your 13-year-old self, what would it be?
Um, I would say, don't be afraid to try stuff. Sometimes I sometimes like especially like I can be a little more quiet or just reserved, and like, I won't speak up necessarily, but it's just like send it,
Yes.
just do it, right? Like even like what's stopping you? Like I think that's one thing I've been trying to think about a lot is like it just in any situation, can I do this? What's stopping me from doing this? How bad is that really? Is there a way around it? So just trying to do it in any means that you can, right? Because at the end of the day, like if you want to do something, you'll figure it out.
Yes. Yes, dude. Fucking get it. Let's go. Love
Also, I
it.
tell my 13-year-old self to buy some Bitcoin and not sell that shit for pizza.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Buy some BTC.
Yeah,
Guys, young Pio would say the same thing.
yeah.
Um,
PO would be
what's your
like accumulate, accumulate, accumulate.
he'd be
Don't even
like,
sell dips.
I had 25 Bitcoin at 13 years old. We'd be like, oh my God. What's your biggest dream in the Web3 space?
Um, I want in the future. It's gonna take a while, but I want to see like a lot more participants in Web3. I want to see Web3 disrupt a lot of things in the real world, and kind of like where it can. There's some use cases for it, others that aren't. But yeah, I just want to see more people using this, and not like to pump my bags in a sense, but like um, just like the benefits out of it, right? That like the community aspect of it like is really underrated. Um, the benefits of decentralized finance and just owning your own money and like being your own bank in a sense, a lot of benefits for that. But like even if people aren't necessarily into that, it's just like I think like digital ownership is a big thing. Like I think there's so many different aspects that play a role in different people's lives that like I think if people, you know, if we teach people and bring them on, they're gonna find an area niche that that they enjoy and fuck with, right? And so my goal, like I want to like in a like in like the ideal world or whatever the case is, I guess, is just seeing people making the most out of their passions and their world, like through kind of like a lot of Web3 technologies. And like obviously like like where it is like I mean no need to like there's like walk to earn stuff where it's like you're making money to walk is a good thing, but like
That
sometimes you
is
got to
good. Yeah.
just go for a walk if you're not making any money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? um
Yeah, you can.
so
It's okay to touch grass. It's okay to go outside
yeah,
and get some air and walk around.
yeah.
Be healthy. Do push-ups. Do sit-ups. Whatever. Sometimes you can work out for 15 minutes. It is possible, people. Trust me, I have 3 small children. Sometimes my workouts are 17 and a half minutes. It's the hardest 17 and a half minutes of my life. I'm going for it. I want to read you something like a quote I found on Dreams. A single dream is more powerful than 1,000 realities. Just want to double down on dreams, guys. Fucking dream. It's never too big. Just dream. Keep dreaming. Keep going. Don't stop. Keep doing what you're doing. Um,
And actually I'm gonna interrupt you really quick because I was with you in NYC. I saw your notebook. what what is your dream, or like what do you want to see in the future?
my biggest dream. Fuck. I have so many dreams, but
I saw all those
yeah,
lines you
man.
wrote
Like
down.
I have so many dreams, dude. I just want to, I really think that I know that I can change the world. And so I want to be able to do that through Hyped and through Web3. And the biggest dream that I have right now is starting my own NFT and using that to spread the message of Hyped and to spread my energy that I was gifted with. Um, just to show people that anything's possible. I've done some things in my life that are pretty wild for my age, and I think that it's not because I'm a special person. It's because I did the right things and I worked my ass off and was consistent and have really good attitude. You know what I mean? And I think that your attitude is one thing you get to choose every day. And so yeah, that's probably my biggest dream right now. And raise my kids to be good people, man. That's a dream. That's an everyday dream for me. Being a dad is a dream every day. I've wanted that since I was, I don't know, 10 years old or something, dude. Because I looked up to my dad so much. But you know about the other dreams. Maybe I'll share them one time on a podcast. But yeah, dude, I'm a dreamer. I let you read those. I'm not scared of it, dude. I think talking about your dreams is so powerful because if you start talking about my dream to somebody else, then they start talking about that dream. I want to retire at 35. That's another dream of mine. That's so big. I've been dreaming that since I was 18, and I tell fucking everybody. I don't give a fuck who you are. I will tell you that I'm going to retire at 35. No ifs, ands, or buts. Has been my dream. It's been my goal. It's going to happen. And everybody talks about it. I want everybody to talk about it. Go spread some good energy about my dreams because that's sick. Because I'll spread some good energy about your dreams. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to retire your parents, bro. And I'm probably going to tell my wife, and then my wife might tell her friend, and then she, you know what I mean? And I love that. That's just like positive energy that, like, who knows, right? Who knows if I'm going to retire at 35, but at least I put it out there, and I put it out there for the last 10 years. You know what I mean? And so I've already been committed to that. So it's like when you double down on yourself, it's just, if one feels good, because you got to be you. And it could be any kind of dream. It doesn't have to be, my dream, but it could be like what you said, like retire your parents. Like, that's the sickest dream to me. And it might not be that cool to someone else, but dude, that's what you want. That's what you're living. Let's rock, like, let's go. I'm fucking gassed up right
No,
now. So
100%, right? Like, you
yeah,
gotta manifest this shit. You gotta think about, like, if you really want it, the more you think about it, the more you tell people, the more it's gonna happen, right? It's like time just has to catch up with you,
yeah.
and your dreams, but it's like they've already happened.
Let's go. We are riding so hard right now. Um, One thing, so we're out of dreams. We're moving on. We're at the very end of the show. One thing me and my wife have been super committed to right now is living in the now. So when you hear that, what do you think? Is that something you have to focus on? I'm a big, like, I think ahead. So I've had to really focus on just like right now, right now. What's happening right now? How can I be more present? So what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that, need to work on. Because like you said, it's so easy to be so future focused and like thinking about what's going to happen in the future and not taking in what you have currently and like what's going on. And it's just appreciating the moment you're in, or like the moment you're in. And even like if it's a good or bad, because sometimes I feel like those bad moments make, they develop your character and they kind of help to shape you and kind of form that future self of, your future self. And so, yeah, I think it's just important to reflect, and like take time to be like, okay, like what's happening? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot, it's easier to hide from yourself or for hide from problems you have. And then when you try to tackle it, it's like, okay, I don't want to do this because it's too much,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
Dude,
like it's
I
just
just gotta, I think, like, I relate this to like NFT NYC with you. Like, I think we were both there to be 100% there, present, to talk to people, to network, to get, I don't even know, just like we were just on a mission. And I felt like the synergy that we had together was so sick because even like, we went to the Nifty party and we were on a mission and we were not together for most of the time. But dude, like, obviously it was an open bar and neither one of us got just plastered. Because we were there for a specific reason, living in the now on a mission to change our lives.
no 100%. Like, I forgot some of the conversations, not gonna lie, at the Nifty Portal event. But at the same time, like, no, just appreciating the moment and like, I feel like we made the most out of NYC and trying to do, what we could every day. Um, right. And like even like we were fortunate enough to be there kind of in person, but it's like even kind of as we, transition away and go back home, it's like we're still trying to, to make the most out of it and do a lot. Right. And like I think things just take time, but it's like the more you put out and like the more you build kind of block by block, um, right? Like in terms of like, as easy as one day at a time kind of thing, right? Like
Yeah.
you just break it down to, I mean, focus on right now. What's the most important thing to do today or right now? And just, just tackle it right there and then.
Let's go. Love it. I am going to share my screen with you, dude, and read you something to close us out. Um, this is the second to last thing, but this is something that means a lot to me. This poem, it has really changed my life, and so I just want to share this with you. If you've read it before, but I just want you to think about it. It's called "The Dash" by Linda Ellis. I read of a man who stood to speak at a funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on her casket from beginning to the end. He noted that first came the date of her birth and spoke of the following date with tears. But he said what mattered most of all was the dash between those years. For that dash represents all the time that she spent alive on earth, and now only those who loved her know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you would like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what is true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we have never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remembering that this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? Dude,
That was
what do you,
deep. Holy
yeah.
shit.
Dude, what do you think, dude? It's the dash between when we're born and when we die, dude. That's it.
No, that was some crazy shit, not gonna lie. I gotta read that again. Because it like, yeah, I think like you said, it's like the people that are a part of your life know what that dash represents, right? And it's like that's a big thing is like the people around you. Like you never like I one thing I try not to do and try to be cognizant of is like I don't want to neglect family, right? And it's like you don't know what's gonna happen any day of the
Yeah.
week, right? And it just like just make the most out of it,
Let's go, dude.
you
That's
know.
it for reals, man. I had goosebumps reading it, and I've read it 1,000 times, dude. Every time, man. It's real, man. It really is. So the final thing is that I want you to leave a final thought with the audience, with everybody listening, and then I want you to ask them a question.
Final thought with the audience, and then ask them a question. Um, okay, so closing off thought. NFTs are going to zero. No, I'm kidding. No. Final
Let it
thought. I'm
burn,
on the
baby.
spot.
Let it burn. Go to zero. I'm here, baby.
Yeah, yeah. No. Yeah. Like I think, closing thought. Like it's just important to try to do whatever you want to do, right? In like whatever capacity that is. And I think people, if you genuinely love that, you will see that people support you, right? And like people will accept you. And it's just about being, like patient with yourself, you know, giving yourself time, like not judging yourself, like, like it's a process. And like, I don't think anybody is through that process fully. Like, I think we're all in our own journeys. Um, so yeah, just try it, put it out there, I'd say. That's my thought. And then I guess my question, I probably already asked this earlier. It's like, what's stopping you, right? And like when I say what's stopping you, I mean like how do I get through that shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like write what's stopping you and then write 20 different ways you're gonna get through that, and then work on one of them. Um, right? Because like whoever you are listening to this podcast, I believe in you.
Let's
I
go,
believe,
dude.
you know,
Let's
so
go.
like it's possible and you're gonna do it.
Let's absolutely absolute fire. Absolute fire, guys. This is Hyped Happy Hour, episode 4 with my boy Josh, NFT Loverboy. Drop him a follow for sure. He's at NFT Loverboy on Twitter. I'm going to tag him. We're going to blow this shit up. We're going to fucking clip this. This was incredible. He's the man. Be sure to like, subscribe, share this with anybody that you think needs it. All we want to do is provide value for people and make their life easier, make them breathe easier. So we're out here. Have a fucking great week.
And we